Well, the weather is not so nice.
Well, the beach, the women.
Do you mind if I put?
Yeah.
Because it's not
Say
very
it
good.
again. Say it again. This is the first time in Sicily. Palermo, Sicily, bellissimo. You're very lucky to live in a nice place like this, with the beaches and the good food and the party atmosphere.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. Do you mind if we talk about a little about your past?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You began playing hard rock music. Is that right?
Yeah, I started playing the drums when I was 8 years old. The first band I was in, I started recording when I was 16 in high school. Then I started hanging out in New York with other musicians, the Ramones, Richard Hell, Blondie, Johnny Thunders from the New York Dolls, Jerry Nolan, and then and Wayne County, and then there's a lot of bands that I played with, Richard Hell, and then I joined the Ramones in 1978. So I was 22 years old. So I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I just liked music.
Which one do you think was the real first punk American band? Were the Ramones or?
Well, the Ramones had the sound. Ramones had the fast 1, 2, 3, 4 into each song sound. Iggy had punk songs, but all of them weren't punk. There were some punk elements, traces. New York Dolls were a glam band, steeped in rhythm and blues. I never considered the Dolls a punk band. The Ramones were the first band to create that wall of sound of punk. Then, in England, they picked up what the Ramones did, like the Pistols and the Clash, and formed their own band.
So you used to think at the time that McLaren, the Pistols, took something from Steel?
Oh yeah, Richard Hell, the Ramones took Richard Hell's look, and then had the punk feel, But Sid Vicious was a big Ramones fan.
Yeah.
And he would always follow us around. So they all knew when the Ramones went over there who started it. And to me, it doesn't matter, just as long as the music is here. So that's important.
You started playing in the fourth album of the Ramones, Road to Ruin.
Yeah.
In which song? Which song of the album you feel more than others you contribute to the Ramones music?
In Road to Ruin?
Yeah.
I want to be sedated. I just want to have something to do. Rock and Roll High School. Let's see what Rock and Roll Radio. These KKK Took My Baby Away. These are the songs my contribution.
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery. A lot of good songs. A lot.
Which bands do you think had mostly an influence to Ramones music? Which band of the past?
Green Day, Offspring.
No, I mean.
Who did we like?
Yeah.
We liked doo-wop music from the 50s. We liked all the 50s rockers, Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry, Little Richard. Then we liked the Kinks. Then we liked the early Who, the Beatles, Beach Boys, Jan and Dean, surf music. And you throw that all together, and of course we liked some of the MC5 stuff, some of the Iggy stuff. You toss that all together, you have the Ramones.
Most people know the Ramones for their punk stuff, but the Ramones also played some ballads like Questioningly, 7-Eleven, and Bye Bye Baby. Where those ballads came from? I mean,
from the girl group bands from Phil Spector days, you know. Phil Spector had a big influence on our sound too. We always liked him when we were growing up as kids. So a lot of the slower ballads were influenced by Phil Spector and stuff like that.
How was it working with Phil Spector as far as you're concerned?
Me and Joey loved him. He became a very good friend. Johnny and Dee Dee didn't like him. So two Ramones loved working with him, two Ramones didn't. And I still speak to Phil, email him today.
Pleasant Dreams. I think it's a fantastic album, but much underrated, I think.
It was the Ramones' pop album, pop punk. I love it. It gets more acclaim today than it did when it came out. The Ramones at that point, a lot of the real hardcore punk fans thought the Ramones went too soft. But we thought it was a very pop punk album. A lot of melody, a lot of beautiful vocals, nice harmonies. So to me that was one of my favorite albums, definitely.
Yeah, my favorite.
One of my favorites.
Great. And how much time do we have?
A few minutes.
Oh, okay. Which band of the present do you think has most of the Ramones music and style?
There'll never be another Ramones, but there are a lot of punk bands keeping that alive. Green Day, Rancid, bands like that, you know, who they've been around for 15 years already. And then you have a lot of bands who have the Ramones elements in their music but have their own style too. But luckily there are bands like Green Day and the Offsprings and the Rancids who are keeping this type of music alive.
Were the Ramones just a punk band, or were the only punk band?
The Ramones were everything.
I think so. Are you working on something new in this?
I'm working on my book about my time in the punk scene, starting in New York in '74, all the way up to the present. Along with that will be a DVD with a bunch of other punk people interviews. That should be out 2008. I have a radio show in America, only punk rock, that I play throughout the United States. And occasionally I do DJ stuff, play everything I want. So it's a lot of fun.
That's nice.
Yeah. That's enough for now.
How do you feel to be the only Ramone alive?
Well, Tommy's alive. Active Ramone, yes. The only active Ramone, I feel I'm helping to keep the legacy alive. And that's important.
That's good. Okay. Thank you. And I have just two. Hey Marky, I'm very pretty good. Hi. Sì.